Here we go. It's Los Angeles. It's Monday. It's the Herd. Wherever you may be and however you may be listening, thanks for making us part of your day. Well. J-Mac joining me. Now it's starting to all come together. We knew March 15th was the free agency period, which over the last 4, 5, 6 years, young GMs got very frenetic in the NFL. People didn't make trades like this 7, 8 years ago. Now it's crazy. So March 15th, we know there's going to be all sorts of free agent moves. But they're already starting this morning. Already trades, moves, signings starting this morning.
You see the color of the sweater I'm wearing, the shirt today, the Jets green. We're in mourning. Didn't get Derek Carr, and Plan B is a little messy, shall we say.
A little messy. Okay, so here it is. Derek Carr with the Raiders, led the NFL in fourth quarter comebacks. A lot of people label him as good. I see him as a top 12 quarterback in the league, somewhere 10, 11, 12. Always liked him more than everybody else. I think he's good in crisis. He's been the life preserver from a sinking Raider vessel forever. He is now going to the Saints. It is a 4-year deal. Now, your first thought is, oh, boy, defensive coach. He knows Dennis Allen. Little bit of a party city. He's not a party guy. Well, he was in Vegas. He can handle that. Here's my takeaway, is when you start comparing why he took it over other jobs. Let's play that game. So it's a very good, the Saints have a very good veteran roster. The Jets wanted him, but most of their players that are good are kids. Moving into their second year, third year. Got a lot of veterans who are stars with the Saints. How about Carolina? I thought he would go to Carolina. I thought that was a great pick. But Carolina still is in rebuild. Now, I think Carolina's got some really good pieces, but they are still viewed as a rebuild franchise. How about the media? Well, New York's got a hostile, intense, big city media. New Orleans doesn't. How about the division? I don't know, Mahomes twice a year? Sean Payton now and Russell Wilson twice a year. Derek Carr is easily this morning the best quarterback in his division. So, but I find when people get divorced, kicked to the curb, whether they initiated it or not, they're going to seek things they didn't have in the previous relationship. So think about it this way. If you think about a front office, I mean, one of the reasons Patrick Mahomes is winning, they got a really good front office. The Raiders' front office is a perpetual chaotic mess. The Saints front office is Mickey Loomis, stability, one of the best drafting franchises in the NFL. So he goes to a highly functional, highly stable front office that is drafted about as well as anybody in football last 7, 8, 9 years. Raiders couldn't provide it. The Saints will. Stability, excellence, front office. Defense. Derek Carr's never had a good defense. Ever. Go ask Tom Brady about the Saints defense. It gave him fits. First day, last day in that division. The Saints have had a top 10 defense the last 3 years. So again, the Saints are providing two things the Raiders never could. An elite defense. He doesn't have to win every game by shootout against Patrick Mahomes, shootout against Justin Herbert, and this year would have been shootouts, more of those against Sean Payton and Russell Wilson. Now he's facing bad quarterbacks, coaches we don't know a lot about, and rebuilding rosters. So he gets a great defense. He can win 2017 occasionally. That didn't happen with the Raiders. He doesn't always have to come from behind. He has more come-from-behind wins than any other quarterback in the NFL since he was drafted. Why? Because they're always giving up 28 and 30 points. It's the only way the Raiders can win is a shootout. That's done, especially with the bad quarterbacks in the division. And the other thing is this is an elite front office. So he goes and gets, it's also a winning culture. There's also stability with the Benson family and Mickey Loomis. You get stability, winning culture, elite defense, grown-up front office, all the stuff the Raiders couldn't provide. So my takeaway in 2023 is I would always, if I could, as a quarterback, choose an offensive head coach, but he knows Dennis Allen. Dennis Allen was with the Raiders before. Carr knows him. There's familiarity when you go to a new city. That's a real thing. So I get it. Good defense finally. Great front office finally. Winning culture. Stability. He is right now. If Aaron Rodgers retired this morning, Derek Carr is in a small group of best quarterback in the NFC. I mean, it's if Aaron Rodgers leaves, and you hear stories this morning, that's a possibility. I get it. It's not what I predicted, but I get it. And so let's move to this story. Daniel Jeremiah, real smart guy, believes Aaron Rodgers will be a New York Jet. He better be. They're running out of options. Brady retired, Carr's with the Saints, and Garoppolo is a much better fit with the Raiders. He knows the coach. He knows the system. They've got a left tackle. They've got great weapons. That's just a better fit. The Raiders are a better fit than the Jets that have a defensive coach that, he doesn't really know. So let me just throw this out there. When you're going to I was just having this discussion with somebody over the weekend, actually, that if you're going to make a big decision in your life and you're kind of stressed out about it, you're putting all this weight on yourself to make this big decision. And that's what we all do, right? Oh, what am I going to do with my job? What am I going to do with my business? What am I going to do with my friend? Or you're dating somebody. And there's this big decision coming. We all tend to do something. We put all the pressure on ourselves. And I was telling somebody, I said, take a deep breath and let the market or your employer, let them make part of the decision for you. People will show you who they are. Take a deep breath. Let your employer, let your girlfriend, let your boyfriend, let your boss, let your company, let them make decisions. They'll make most of the decision for you. And so Robert Saleh, we know this has to win. Right? And the GM, Joe Douglas in New York, better win because he whiffed at quarterback and left tackle. Even though I think Joe's excellent, he whiffed at two huge positions. He's got to fix the quarterback situation. So Brady's done. Carr's signed. Garoppolo's probably going to the Raiders. Green Bay has this big decision to make, right? Oh, my God, what do we do with Aaron Rodgers? This morning, because of the Derek Carr signing with the Saints, Green Bay, by being patient, take a deep breath on Aaron Rodgers, has much more leverage. The Jets are trapped. They're not getting Garoppolo. They're not getting Derek Carr. Tom Brady retired. In that division with Josh Allen twice a year, Belichick twice a year, a certainly capable Mac Jones twice a year, Tua and Mike McDaniel's offense twice a year, congrats on having Sauce Gardner. He wasn't helping you last year win games. You got to get a quarterback. Carr, Garoppolo, Brady, gone. What are you going to do? You're going to overpay for Jimmy Garoppolo. I mean, like massively overpay. You could get him that way. But you don't know you're going to get 15, 16 games, right? Maybe you get 12. You still get fired. You got to get Aaron Rodgers. So here's Green Bay Friday, probably thinking, we got a big decision to make. This morning, the Jets, desperate, come in and say, we'll pay part of Aaron's salary. So Green Bay could get cap relief by the Jets paying for some of Aaron Rodgers and draft capital. You got Jordan Love in the building. The GM keeps saying, we think Jordan Love's good enough to play. I mean, we saw him last year. He wasn't overwhelmed. He looked pretty good. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's like the Loch Ness Monster. I don't get video much. Every decade I get a piece of video. But from what I've seen with Jordan Love, I don't know. Looks like it could work in that division. Detroit's defense is bad. Minnesota's defense wasn't very good. The Bears' defense stinks. It's not the greatest defensive division, right? Jordan Love, good offensive line, star running back, capable tight ends, emerging star receiver Christian Watson. I don't know. Offensive head coach. So every time you think you got a big decision in your life and you're putting all this pressure on yourself, as a guy in his 50s, let me tell you, people often help you with that decision. Just take a deep breath and be patient. Somebody's listening to my show right now. They're in their car driving around. They're thinking, I got to make a big decision in the next week. Take a deep breath. People will show you who they are. And my takeaway this morning is Green Bay's got leverage. They got a quarterback that's expensive, that's kind of making them wait. They got the other kid in the building. They got a really viable roster and a capable offense in a division full of bad defenses. I don't know. I look at a Jets franchise right now. They are running out of options. And Daniel Jeremiah is like, the Jets want him. This morning, the Jets need him. I look at Green Bay this morning. You're Green Bay. Just give us one first-round pick and a second and pay some of the salary. I don't know. They got all their draft picks to begin with. Green Bay drafts and develop in my lifetime. In recent years, Green Bay always drafts and develops well. This is not a desperate franchise. They need an edge rusher. If Jordan Love can play, get him another receiver, a tight end in the draft, give him an edge rusher, absolutely could win the division. We all put too much pressure on ourselves. Derek Carr just did the Packers a huge, huge solid. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from other shows on FS1.